guys, it's Elaine here, back with me on Al. We are here with Sam, aka Trivecta, for a second time within 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks?
It's like a glorified two. It might be closer to like 2.5.
Okay,
No, I
cool.
think it's two. Yeah,
It's today is I think it's exactly 2 weeks
I think
since
it's
we went on board.
exactly 2 days or weeks. Weeks. Jesus.
Okay, so I
Oh
wanted to do
God.
a post kind of Groove Cruise recap because I know our last interview was a little bit on the shorter side just because the schedule, you were on the boat, still kind of adjusting wobbly with your drink in your hand. So I wanted to resume
Hmm.
this interview post Groove Cruise
Sure.
and get your experience along with a few other things.
Let's do it.
So now that it's been over 2 weeks since you've stepped foot on the ship, what is your final review of Groove Cruise?
As the time of my life. It was great. Like I said before, not a big vacation guy, not a big cruise guy. Really was not sure what to expect. Went ahead, did it, and every day was better than the day before. And that says a lot because I had a blast my first day. By the end of the whole thing, I was so bummed to be done with it. I made great friends, as you know. We had a brilliant squad. We had the best time. Played 4 sets of music, including 2 of them, which were back to back with Midas and Amity, which was a great time. I got to play an all psytrance set,
Yes,
and
you
that was so much fun because we had the whole squad up in the booth, all jamming out. I mean, the whole thing was just absolutely amazing. I remember waking up at 8 a.m. the last morning after probably going to bed at like 5 a.m.
Gosh, yeah,
and
that last night. Oh,
you know, and we heard that little voice on the thing, and I was like, oh
Jason, don't talk to me right now.
my God, you're telling me, oh my gosh, I walked out of that thing like, you know, yeah, but it's great.
Well, it was awesome, like just hanging out with all of you guys on ship. What would you say was your favorite moment? I know it's hard to choose because I was there. I can't even choose myself, but if you were to pick one or two favorite moments on board, what would it be?
I think it's entirely likely that my favorite moment is no longer stored in my brain anymore. My favorite moment likely
It's
showed
all
up.
those Trulies you were drinking.
Oh, I think I was at least 20 a day. I was really like literally more than 20 a day, and it's because I was trying to maximize that goddamn
The
uh,
drink
dri-
package.
spent some money on that thing. The uh the one that stands out to me is probably that Psytrance set with everybody up in the booth, and because it was just a party for everybody,
Mhm.
that was it felt like the end of everything, and
It was like we were just there partying ourselves, even though
we
there were people. Like
we really, I mean,
we were raging so hard.
I barely looked down at the people. I was more just kind of making music with y'all. Yeah. So probably that.
And you played, obviously you were gonna play 2 sets, but you ended up playing four. So let's see, first night casino,
Mhm.
then the Born stage, then the pool, then the B3B,
Mhm.
B to B to B to B. So
Yes.
how did you like what were your feelings about all of them? They were all so different.
Yeah, great question. So the first B2B was very impromptu. They just came up to Joe and I and were like, "Hey, do we have an open set of decks at this hour at the casino?" So we said, "Sure, let's do it." And then Amity, either we told him or they told him too, and the three of us all just got together and said, "All right, boys, we kind of want to." So we decided, "Hey, let's just try to play some house music because it was all house music pretty much on the cruise." So we made it 2 songs into our all house music B2B when people started passing us sheets of paper saying
Oh,
play dubstep.
dubstep.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah. So we went ahead and just went for it. And that was great. And then the Born stage one was great. I got to just do my thing, which was awesome. It was awesome to bring that to the cruise ship. I was a little apprehensive because, like I said, it was pretty much all house music.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Rico, Miela, and Amity and Joe sort of ripped the band-aid off with that, and I was able to come on in and do my thing after that, and it felt great. It was so much fun. Also, I didn't have to bring my guitar, which was great. There's only 2 or 3 sets a year typically that I don't bring the guitar, and it was a lot of fun because I don't have to worry about all that.
Yeah.
And it was really nice to be able to do all that. Then I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, they want me to do another set, like a main stage kind of set kind of thing.
You were
But
you were tripping. You were
I
tripping.
was, and you know what? For
You
good
were
reason,
tripping.
because it paid off. My tripping paid off because I was tripping because I was like, and actually, you Elaine, I was
I do
like,
not take responsibility for
you
what went
almost
on unless it was great. Then I
uh
take full
uh uh
responsibility
uh
and credit.
you can edit this all you want, but I'm about to shed some light.
All right,
I
let's
was
get
sitting there saying, you know what? I played my own set, and I don't really want to play any of my music anymore. Y'all miss my music. Y'all miss my music. That was the main one that I was supposed to play. And if y'all miss it, I just get off the boat and come see me somewhere else. So I said, look, it felt lame to go back and do the same thing again. Then you, Elaine, came on in. And you were like, hey, Sam, you should definitely play more of your own music on this next
I
set.
said you shouldn't play straight. Okay, I agreed with the side trance. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
But I said, let's not play 0 Trivecta tracks. So that would be lame.
Well, so I only played one at the very end, so we sort of compromised, um, and it felt so right. It was just great, just playing that Psytrance set and like doing all that. It was like it was so cool to sort of not do the thing where you have so many just big peaks and valleys in the set.
Mhm.
It was just a slow churning, just very, and I loved. And at one point in that set, there was a point where I could have jumped ship and gone back into my own music, and I felt it, and I was like, I felt it all sort of lifting off, and I
Yeah.
said,
Like, fuck it.
pushed it right back down, and
Yeah.
kept the gears just spinning, kept it rolling until the very end, and that was great. And then at the very end, yeah, we did our whole thing where we all just kind of, you know how that went.
Yeah. That
So
was the best.
loved it. Yeah, it was
Yeah, the
great.
security had to stay an extra hour. They're like, okay, whatever. Like, let's just do this. One more.
Not only did he stay an extra hour, he was jamming out with us and was like in all of our
What?
family photos too.
Yes, that is true.
Yep.
Who ended up, I maybe know the answer to this already, but who ended up being some of your favorite sets on board?
Oh yeah, the two that stand out, like
You're
besides like
welcome.
obviously all my friends and everything. What's that?
I said you're welcome.
Yeah, nuts. Yeah, the best one, my favorite was Closey. I
Mhm.
loved Closey. And then Marcus Schultz stood out to me as well. I'd never seen him play before, and I really liked his. Those were my two favorites, I think.
Mhm. Would you consider yourself converted?
Yes. Look at my shirt.
Oh yes, you are rocking that Neon Owl Groove Cruise merch. So are you, let's say you get invited back, are you jumping on it?
Oh yeah, shit. Only if my squad comes back.
That was another thing. Yeah, I was talking to Skeeter. I was like, okay, like we have the same group. It's like I'm gonna have to skip ADE and just come back to Groove Cruise.
Could be worse.
Yeah. Okay, so now that you're converted,
Yep.
you saw all the cool activations, you saw all the cool themes. What would you like to see on the next Groove Cruise as far as themes and outfits people get to wear?
Oh, I thought the Disney one was cool. I feel like I don't know. I mean, um, there should be one that would be kind of cool where it sort of allows you to mess with like the sort of like movies that are like Star Wars, Harry Potter, that that Game
In
of
the in
Thrones.
the in the nerd realm. So
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, like nerd, but not like but not nerd like dress up like a nerd, but like yeah,
yeah.
that kind of stuff. Yeah, like things that have a lot of lore.
Mhm.
That kind of stuff. That would be something like that could be a cool theme.
Okay. How did it feel to get your ass kicked multiple times? Once, twice, 3 times by me in rock, paper, scissors, aka Bao Jin Tup. And how did it feel to get your ass kicked in the Hot Wings challenge?
All right, we're gonna break these down one at a time. As far as the rock
I'm
paper,
inserting the clips here after this interview, by the way. So the proof will be out there. So I just want you to not incriminate yourself.
the rock paper scissors one, I did not lose, and as a matter of fact, if you are to check the clips, you will find that what seems like they were taken from the Federation, doctored up and returned.
Okay.
So there is proof of tampering.
Okay.
So
All right.
I plead the fifth when it comes to that. I
We'll
know
let
who
the
won.
fans decide.
Well, as long as they know the tapes have been doctored. As far as the hot wings competition, the the competition, it was a challenge to see if you could do it. There was no time component. I was unaware of any time component except Homeboy at the very end decided.
Braxton, our boy Braxton.
Braxton decided that there was a time component. Had I been aware, I might have tried to go toe to toe with him. but I was enjoying my wings. And then I look over and my man Braxton's at the end, like, yeah. And I'm like, what? I'm like, bro, oh, if it's like that, I'll rock and roll.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I have a question. Since you love hot sauce,
Mhm.
does your stomach get impacted
Yes,
by your overeating of hot sauces?
yes, yes.
And
No
how do you feel
pain,
about that?
horrible. But no pain, no gain. I
Okay.
have I have no problem when it's going in, but it's like when it's in there, that's the problem, you know? I can
Okay.
take all the heat with that, but like, like taking all the heat with that, that's like, you warm up to it and yeah, you grow a little hair on your chest and you're good. But like in
No,
there,
don't know.
there's no right. There's no in there, there's no like man up and kind of like tough it out. That your body in there, it's got a mind of its own. And when the hot sauce is sitting in there, yeah, I mean, it hasn't gotten any easier. Sometimes I have to take breaks.
Okay. Well, just to let you know, the hot wing challenge is returning.
Hey, I didn't know
Time to
that. Love it.
make it extra spicy. Actually, so Neon Owl will be doing some fun activations with Groove Cruise on the next cruise. So,
Hey.
is there any activations that you would like to see or take part of that hopefully you can win at?
Yeah, if we're talking win, uh, I would bust out like Star Wars trivia.
Oh
I,
goodness.
I
Okay.
I think that would be a great one.
Hmm.
Because I'd kick everybody's ass.
Yeah, I don't know a thing. I've never watched Star Wars. Is our friendship over?
It's been over since the rock paper scissors incident. Um, uh, that's good. Star Wars content. I'm trying to think if there's anything else creative I got. Um, I was gonna say something where I can like, maybe cook up some steaks for the fans, but I wonder if that would be a bit of a risk on a ship giving me fire. So
Yeah, I
they
don't
may
know.
not
We'll have
like
to get
that.
that approved
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd like that. I'll get back to you.
All right, we'll brainstorm on that. There were a few questions I didn't really get to cover last time when we talked. One of them was, you have a lot of you have some straight bangers, let's just put it
Mhm,
that way, and then you have some really kind of feelsy
mhm,
tracks.
mhm.
So, do you prefer one over the other? That's question one. And the second question is, when you're creating music, are you inspired and you take from whatever's happening in your life at that moment, whether that be happiness, sadness, joy, heartbreak, sadness, depression? Does that reflect in the music you're making?
Yes. I'll go backwards with that. So yeah, so the music I'm making is almost always influenced by what's going on in my life, and that could be something as simple as something non-musical that I'm going through and want to find a way to sort of, like make music that I guess reflects that, channels that, or something like that. Or it can be music that I'm listening to and I'm inspired by, and I start thinking, okay, well, man, I'd like to work some of that into my sound a little bit. So it's almost always it never comes from a void.
Okay.
And as far as which I prefer, if I prefer more bangery or more like feelsy stuff, I like them both. Typically, like I think it's a time and a place kind of thing, time and a place for both. When I'm listening to music, more often than not, I mean, I rarely listen to like banger kind of stuff.
Mhm.
It's just not really what I gravitate towards. But so that's why most of my music is not like that. But since I started playing live shows, I've gained a new appreciation for songs like that, and I understand that there's a time and a place, like I said before, and like especially in live shows, it's nice to switch things up and have some big hitters. So I think contrast is key, and I think balance is key.
Mhm. What are you working on right now?
I literally have a project open and behind this screen. Um, this tune it's actually almost a little inspired by that sort of mid-tempo, sort of closey kind of stuff. I'm working on a big body of work right now, and uh, it's getting towards the finish line. But going to Groove Cruise, then playing the final like week of tour, definitely exposed me to a bunch of new music and gave me a whole bunch of new ideas. And so now I'm sitting here like, well, damn, I want to incorporate some of that into this. So now not only do I have to finish all the stuff I'm doing, but I'm also trying to scramble to work some of that stuff in. So I'm sitting here now working on something that goes through all sorts of changes, and hopefully I can make it work.
Yeah. Yay. Well, I can't wait to hear it.
Me too.
Obviously, you had your recent, not so recent, collab with, Wooly and Scott. How was
Mhm.
that experience like?
It was great. Yeah, so I grew up listening to Creed. I grew up, listening to all that kind of music on the radio and so on and so forth. So Willie and I are working on a song, working on "Light Up the Sky." At the time, it was just a new collab, and we needed a big vocal that cut through. And we were just kind of like joking about like, like what if we got like freaking like Creed or something in there? It was, and in the ultimate Hail Mary,
Mhm.
we were just like, yeah, maybe we'll just hit him up. And sure enough, Scott's manager got back and said, hey, Scott loves the song. Scott's already got ideas. So we went out to the studio and,
Were
we
you
like,
floored?
yeah. I was it was an exercise in waiting for the other shoe to drop and it never dropped, I kept expecting this to be like a joke. Even when we like flew out to California to like
Yeah.
link up with him and we like got to studio and we like get there and Scott's running late and so we're like, oh,
You're like, oh, it's not gonna happen.
here it is. Yeah, okay. And then sure enough, Scott shows up. Scott, dude. Hey man. Yeah.
Did you hold your composure?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think at one point Willie told me to chill. But that's just because he was singing and I was like amped on it. I was like, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, dude, yeah. And Willie was like, Sam. Yeah.
Was it like nailed pretty quickly, or was it kind of like good amount of
Yeah.
back and forth?
Scott's a professional. Scott's a pro. Scott has written so many songs that have touched millions and millions of people's lives. And that dude sat down with us. To his credit, he was so collaborative. He allowed us to be completely hands-on with what we thought worked, what we thought didn't work. He asked us questions, but it was just great watching. I've worked with a lot of artists and myself, like who when we're sitting there trying to come up with lyrics, you hit walls, and Scott just pushes through those walls, and it's way easier said than done to do that. That can only be done, as far as I've seen, with a lot of experience, and
Mhm.
and so it was really cool to do that and see how he does that.
Yeah, awesome. Well, that song's one of my alarms now, because you gotta switch out your songs every now and then, otherwise
Yeah,
you just keep staying asleep. So anyway, that's my current alarm.
yeah.
What has been the weirdest thing you've experienced with a fan? Or a
um
few, maybe. I don't know.
I probably forget the weirdest, but one that comes to mind was at like the Reno show that Willie and I played. It was the first one of this tour. It was interesting because that night there were an alarming amount of people who came up and said, "This is my first like EDM show ever." I was like, "What? Was that like
That's
a big field
that
trip
is
here
kind of
tonight?"
odd.
Yeah, it was like way disproportionate compared to most shows. Anyway, at the end of the night, this one dude comes up to me, and I don't know what the hell this dude was on, um, and he had like white froth on like the sides of his mouth, and he was like, "Hey man," he's like, "Hey," and I'm like at the rail, like saying hi to fans. I was like, "Oh," and then he just kind of looks at me. He's like, "Hey man," I was like, "Bro, hey, hi," and he's like,
I don't want
like,
no trouble.
he's like, "Yeah, I know," and he's like, "Can I go get my friend?" And I was like, "You don't get your friend, bro. Let me get out of here." But I think I told him, "Go get your friend," and then I scooted.
Oh gosh.
Ew. Yeah. Hope he's all
Oh
right.
gosh. Well, I'm sure, I don't know. I feel like that happens. That will continue to happen to you a good amount,
Yeah, that
to
one,
be
I
honest.
mean, you get a bunch of people that are on all sorts of levels coming to talk to you after shows, but that one definitely stood out as being extra pretty far.
Are you ever concerned?
No,
I mean, I guess you
they,
live, so you could always, fend off whoever.
that's what I'm saying. That dude, maybe, but no, I mean, for the most part, and you've got security, and no, I've never felt really like like truly alarmed or scared
Mhm.
on tour as far as I can remember.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Are you ready for a game of this or that?
Oh, let's go. Oh yeah, I thought you would never ask.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. First question.
Yep.
Would you rather eat hot sauce and have it? I can't even. I don't know if I can. Okay. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Okay. I can't.
This better be a good one.
I gotta channel my inner Zen. Okay. You're not. You're
Deep
supposed to be
breaths.
like zetting me out, but you're
Yeah.
not helping.
Yeah. Well, I'm just sitting here.
Okay. Would you rather eat hot sauce and have an intense trip to the bathroom every single time? Like
Yeah.
we're talking like intense, or never eat hot sauce ever again?
Considering the first one is basically my life, yeah, let's do it. Sure.
Okay. Okay. Would you rather become vegan? I know, or only eat steak as your one and only food source for the rest of your life?
Well, if I only ate steak, I'd like die. I mean, I feel like I'm missing nutrients, and I feel like uh, I, I would get. I feel like if I ate enough to get my standard like calorie intake, I would get a fat. You know, so I would. I'm banking on with this question. I'm banking on how good the technology has become for making vegan food
Vegan?
like seitan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, count me in. We going vegan.
Okay, awesome. Hunt all your own food.
Mhm.
So your steak, your ostrich, and such, or become vegetarian.
Jesus, you really hellbent on getting me off the.
Well, look, you
Uh,
like your meat, so
oh, uh, I um. So if I were to hunt, so do I hunt all my food or just like when I'm eating meat? I have to
uh
hunt it.
well, what else would you be hunting? I guess
Well, do I have to like
fish.
grow my like veggies and shit like that?
No, you can buy veggies, but for any animals, whether
Uh-huh.
that's fish or you know,
See, I don't think this is a very good question. This one because the obvious answer in my opinion is pick hunt because I'm effectively living vegetarian with the option of should I go hunt something, I can go eat that. Just saying.
so every time you eat meat, you're gonna have to hunt it. You hunt the animal down.
Sure, it's better than being a
All
vegetarian.
right. Okay. All right. Okay. Would you rather lose all your gains and become stick figure skinny? I know that's a big one. Or eat 7,000 calories a day
Oh, for how long?
indefinitely, obviously.
What? I I would die. I would need
No,
to
but if you eat the 7,000 calories, you could work out a lot and burn it. You could do that, right?
I would I
I don't
would
know. I don't really work out.
I would choose losing the gains because it would take me another year and a half or so, but I would build them back up. But if
But you
I have to
can't.
go 7,000 calories a day indefinitely,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
that.
Okay. Would you rather make music and
Mhm,
share it with the world, but never
mhm,
be able to tour again,
mhm.
or tour 365 a year?
Good. That's a good question. Jesus, probably the first one.
You would, okay, you'd rather make music. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, touring 365 is kind of,
that would kill you.
that sounds really intense. And
Uh-huh,
yeah. Okay. Would you rather live with your entire extended family under one roof in
uh-huh,
the same house
uh-huh,
365 days a week? And you're
uh-huh.
not really touring that much.
A
So you
week?
can't say you're 365 a year.
Uh-huh.
Or you'd only see them 1 week every 2 years.
Ooh. I'd probably pick the 1 week every 2 years and just make it really count. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Fair.
yeah.
Eat bland food with zero seasoning,
Oh.
or have everything over seasoned by a lot all the time.
I would go over seasoned a lot. Yeah. Uh, we will see upon me eating it whether or not that's the right decision, but probably over seasoned.
Okay. Play your guitar
Hmm.
and not DJ again,
Hmm.
or DJ but never play your guitar again.
Play guitar
Okay.
for sure.
Tour along none of your homies and peers. So you're touring solo, but performing for huge crowds, or touring with all your homies, which I know you love to do, but playing for very, very, very small crowds,
How small are we talking?
like 100.
Um, for like a year, for like a couple years.
Let's say 10 years.
I love touring with my homies, but you boys got to eat. I'm going for the big rooms.
But let's say you get paid. You get paid the same.
The same?
Because it's some high end clients.
Okay, shit. I'll tour with my bros and play small rooms to earn a ton of money.
Gosh.
Sure.
All right, final question.
Okay. Then I have one for you, but okay.
Oh gosh, you have one for me? Okay, live fully for the next 5 years, filled with adventures, successes, a whirlwind of, yeah, I don't know what you call life, and die.
Mhm.
So you'll be dead in 5 years.
Mhm.
Or live a long, decent life, but none of this madness that you're currently building up to.
I'd probably pick the first one. Okay, your turn. I have one for you.
Okay. Oh gosh, I didn't sign up for this. Okay.
Would you rather have hands and feet made of grass? So we're thinking like you can't really pick things up, you know? I mean, unless you sort of, I don't know.
Is it hard grass or soft grass?
When's the last time
Because there's like straw almost, which you can technically sort of pick things up because it's like a broom.
Elaine, is straw grass?
Whatever. It's dry. Just whatever. Just go ahead.
Or whenever you are inside, you start to expand. Now, here's the thing. If you're inside, when you go back outside, you will shrink back up again. However, that means that like if you reach a critical size and you like stop paying attention, you gonna be stuck and you ain't gonna be able to get back out that door, and you're gonna keep expanding until you like die of suffocation. You know what I'm saying? So like anytime you're inside, you gotta like think, hey, am I gonna be able to get back out in time? You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, that's it. Yeah, no more Elaine.
Okay, so my question is,
Yeah.
wait, so it's grass, hands, and feet, or just hands?
Both. All right, no, let's say hands. Sure.
Okay, so hands is doable because I like to dance, I like to go into the crowd and headbang and all that. So I feel like I would pick the grass situation because I mean, what does one need hands for?
All right, both hands and feet made of grass.
Well, I think I would still choose that one because then if I'm on the dance floor, someone can carry me on their shoulders and I can still headbang and it's like
this is really all centered around the dance floor. But okay.
Can you feel like the car balloon things when you like.
Yeah, but what's gonna happen with Neon Owl? You can't. I mean, how are you gonna run all that without hands and feet?
Well, my most valuable asset is my mind and my heart.
You're gonna have to find a damn good intern who's gonna type everything out.
So I trust that my community and the homies and my crew and all my new and old friends, including you, will help a homegirl out.
Okay. Grass hands Elaine it is.
That is a weird question.
Hey, I'm full of them.
That's a good one, though. That's
a good one.
Good. Okay. All right. So just to wrap things up,
sure.
What are you most grateful for in this very moment?
Ooh. Support. Whether that's support of my family, my friends, or the fan base / community that we've built. I'm just grateful to have people around that are there for the whole thing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, and tell people how awesome your Neon Owl Groove Cruise merch is.
Oh, it's great. I actually wore the t-shirt 2 days ago, and now I'm rocking this today.
Yay.
Yeah, we're rocking it. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Sam. I really appreciate you and can't wait to see you next so we can do the Leprechaun dance, which, by the way, that's what I call it, the song.
Yeah, right. As you did.
Trance.
Well, I look forward to doing that and hoping that you can execute that with grass hands and feet. So, so you know where to find me. Give me a holler anytime. Thanks so much for having me on.